let's talk about culture. So you played for two teams a long time. The Colts had a lousy culture. I recall the Rams having a better culture. Did you ever play with a guy, Eric, that you thought the culture hurt him or saved him?
Well, a little bit of both in a sense. I played with Charlie White from USC, running back. I like Charlie. I mean, I think Charlie's a great guy. He started off in Cleveland, which I think was kind of not a good spot for Charlie because, back in those days, there really wasn't nothing to do in Cleveland, so maybe get in trouble. And then he came back to L.A. and played with myself at the Rams, which was good at first. But once again, the drugs and like I said, Charlie was a great guy. I think he's off drugs now, but drugs and drinking. And I won't forget that we came into practice one day and Charlie was doing well.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden they said, have y'all seen Charlie? I said, no. Well, come to find out, I guess he had some drugs and was out beating trash cans together, can lids together. And you feel bad for a player because when you like a guy, and and he was one of my favorite players going through high school. I liked SC because of Charlie White. I spatted my shoes because of Charlie White. So you always want them to do well, but I could say yes, good and bad.
Yeah, I mean the reality is, football has dozens of different personalities.
Totally.
And there's absolutely no question that Josh Gordon needs a strong culture.
Yeah, and that says a lot for Tom Brady. I mean, that says a lot about him as a person. When you hear guys say that about him, I look up to him. He's helped me in that fashion. Thinking about my family because, when football is a family, it really that is your family. Those are guys you wouldn't battle. You cry with them, you're disappointed with them, you win with them, you lose with them.
By the way, Eric, it's the only sport that if you don't have my back, I can lose my career.
Oh, most
like
definitely.
In the NBA, I'm going to get mine, you're going to get yours. But if you're a running back, that's why running backs buy Rolex watches for offensive linemen.
You got it. I mean, you depend on those guys, and you see it all the time. Even if a quarterback does not have an offensive line or receivers, I don't care how strong your arm is, how well you can read defenses. If you don't have the talent out there, it's not going to work. It's just not. It's just that's how it goes.
Let's talk about the Aaron Rodgers situation. Albert Breer will join us in 20 minutes with the very latest on it. Rodgers, McCarthy. Could I just chalk it up to, it's the NFL, business?
I'll say this much here. The teams always say to us, the players, we're going in a different direction. That means you're not going to be in that direction. And it's no different for coaches. I think people have this misconception that they can't let coaches go. McCarthy's been there 13 years. Hey, his time has come. It's come and gone. So if they fire him, it is what it is. That's football. I mean, you might not like it, but it is. But when they do it to a player, it's like it's okay. We have feelings too. Players have feelings. We don't want to get cut. We want to go in the same direction y'all going in too. So
this is just
it's part of the deal.
We're going in a different direction.
I think the big thing is that with Aaron Rodgers is the guy there. Who would you choose? Aaron Rodgers or McCarthy?
You choose the star quarterback.
You choose the star quarterback. He's not happy with his head coach. They have a history of not getting along. So most definitely, and we're not winning. We've got to go with Aaron Rodgers.
I think Aaron's going to be really motivated this weekend. And by the way, I'm the same way. If I ever leave, like when I left my former company or I come here, I don't want the guy that replaces me to double my ratings. And I have no problem. I'm like you. Joy calls herself petty. I think all of us, as I'm a competitive person, I wanted to beat the guy that was on this show previously, and if I ever left in 10 years, I want the next guy to not be. I don't want him to double my numbers.
You want him to fail.
Aaron Rodgers. Let's be honest. Aaron Rodgers, for the first time in his career, is getting a lot of crap. His brother calls him out on Instagram or whatever. People are saying now Aaron's hard to coach. You think maybe Aaron this weekend going to be a little dialed in and say, what do you know? Coach is gone. Things good. Come on, Aaron. Eric, everybody's a little selfish. No?
Of course, everyone. Man, look, when I came back and I played against my old team, the Rams, I wanted to play great. I did. I still had 100 yards. We lost the football game, but I had a good game. Most definitely Aaron Rodgers is going to be dialed in. Will he have a great game? Who knows? He could have a great game or he have a lousy game. If he has a great game and say, see, we got rid of him, and here we are. We would have won 2 weeks ago if we'd have got rid of him 2 weeks ago. But, you never know what's going to happen.
I like the Bears to upset the Rams. I think we're going overboard on this whole hot young coach. Pete Carroll's having a great year at 67. Andy Reid's having a great year at 60. Belichick still runs the league at 66 years old. Frank Reich is the newcomer, arguably of the year. He's 57 years old. You know what the Rams look like to me, Eric?
What?
Little soft.
Oh, come on,
Eric.
Colin. You said we're going to lose to Kansas City. I heard you. You said we're going to lose to Kansas City.
You almost did.
Hey, does it say almost or does it say win? What does it say? You almost won? Is that what it says? No, it say win.
Don't you think this team, last week, they struggled.
Look, you don't play great every week. That's football. I mean, when you're 10-1 or 11-1, everyone wants to beat the guy at the top. Everyone wants to beat the guy that said they're the best football team out there or he's the fastest. We want to beat those guys. That's what we are. I mean, with this game in Chicago, now, I think people get it confused when you think about cold weather. It's a cold weather game. It's so cold.
Okay.
Let me tell you about cold weather game.
All right.
Only time it gets really, really cold. Look, they're cold just like we are. You may say, oh, they're used to it. Bull. They're just as cold as we are. They are. But when you go out there, when the score is close, when the game starts, nobody's cold because we're getting it on. Now, when you start getting your butt whipped, say it's like 21-0, and you start looking at that scoreboard, you're like, man, we got another 2 quarters of this nonsense.
It's cold.
That's when it gets cold. Other than that, it's not cold. When it's 7-7 or you're up, man, you're not cold at all. They've got heaters on the sideline. They got soup on the sideline. This is not the old days where you over there with the mittens on and the hood on. Them guys, it's football. When you're on the field, you're not cold.
What's the coldest game you ever played in?
2 of them. In that Chicago game in the playoffs, and the NFC Championship game was cold. And I played in New England. I mean, it was cold. I mean, and in that game, the NFC Championship game, you know when it got really cold?
When?
It wasn't even really cold at first. And it was cold as hell. When we went down 10-0, all right, it was getting pretty chilly out there. Then all of a sudden, we got down, we about to go in and score, and we called a timeout, and it was an argument about, did we call a timeout in time? And we went in, the score was 10-0. I'm like, okay, now it's going to get cold out here because trying to score 10 points against the Bears defense in Chicago in the dead of winter is very hard. When we came back and we went down, 20-0, then all of a sudden you look at that
was
clock.
The 85 Bears.
Yeah, 85 Bears. You start looking at that clock like, whew, man, it's getting chilly out here. But now we went back there the next year, 1986, played that same team, beat them over there.
Wasn't as cold.
It was cold. It was the same kind of cold at night. Monday night, it was cold. In December, you know how cold it is.
Yeah.
But, when you win the football game, when you win, it's not cold.
Good seeing you, man. Haven't seen you for a while.
I know. Good seeing you, too. Hey, can I ask a question?
Yeah.
Can I get my bet paid up, Joy? You know.
I was just thinking of it.
What?
And,
What?
We're going to – well, I did not have a lot of faith in the Eagles in the Super Bowl last year, as
I
we
took
know.
them straight up.
And for whatever reason, he had the inside scoop.
Straight up.
You took the Eagles.
Straight up. I didn't want no points.
Yeah, he took the Eagles.
Straight up.
Yeah. So I took the Patriots like a
What'd you guys
rational
bet?
person.
$400.
$400.
And I can't. I mean,
So
I'm gonna have to send some creditors out. There's gonna be some guys coming here with some guns on their back.
I plan on doing double or nothing for this year's Super Bowl.
Okay, so all right. So after the Super Bowl, can I get paid right after? Or can I give a bet?
Yes.
Okay. All right.
I will pay up.
Okay. So when we get to that point, we'll bet again.
Think I'm a gambling degenerate. Hi, everybody. Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out more of the best clips from The Herd or go watch a few segments from other shows on FS1.